This was in 12th February 1936. So it was just few months before the physical disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So in fact that's the last Vyasa Puja during his physical manifested pastimes. So Prabhupada wrote a homage, Vyasa Puja homage to his spiritual master. I'll read out, I think it's not displayed. So basically a very lengthy Vyasa Puja offering it was. So because of the time constraint, I have selected only the selected portions. I'll be reading the offering of the selected portion. So this speech was published later in 1936 in the Harmonist, the publication of Gaudiya Math. Shri Vyasa Puja offering. Adore, adore ye all, the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us the light up the candle, struggle for existence, the human race. The only hope is divine grace. Misled we are all going astray, save us Lord, our fervent pray. Wonder the ways to turn our face, adore the feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. The darkness around all truths, only hope is divine grace. Message of service, thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. Unknown to all, it's full of grace, that's your gift, your divine grace. Absolutely sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. This gives us a life anew and fresh, worship the feet, your divine grace. Had you not come who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold, that's your right, you have the maze, save me a fallen, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy, like morning dew, the oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. Sakshad haritvena samasta shastrer, uktastata bhavyata eva sadbhi, kintu praborya priya eva tasya, vande guru shri charanaravindam. In the revealed scriptures, it is declared that the spiritual master should be worshipped like the supreme personality of Godhead, and this injunction is obeyed by pure devotees of the Lord. The spiritual master is the most confidential servant of the Lord. Thus, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of our spiritual master. Further, Prabhupada writes, Gentlemen, on behalf of the members of Bombay branch of Gaudiya Math, let me welcome you all because you have so kindly joined us tonight in our congregational offerings of homage to the lotus feet of the world teacher Acharya Deva, who is the founder of this Gaudiya mission and is the president Acharya of Shri Shri Vishwa Vaishnava Rajasabha. I mean, my eternal divine master, Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. 62 years ago, on this auspicious day, the Acharya Deva made his appearance by the call of Thakur Bhakti Vinod at Shri Kshetra, Jagannath Dham at Puri. Gentlemen, the offering of such an homage as has been arranged this evening to the Acharya Deva is not a sectarian concern. For when we speak of the fundamental principles of Gurudev or Acharya Dev, we speak of something that is of universal application. There does not arise any question of discriminating my Guru from yours or anyone else. There is only one Guru who appears in an infinity of forms to teach you, me, and all others. In the Mundaka Upanishad it is said, Tadvignartam Sagurum Eva Abhigachet Samit Panihi Strotriyam Brahmanishtam. In order to learn the transcendental science, one must approach the bona fide spiritual master in disciplic succession, who is fixed in the absolute truth. Thus, it has been enjoined herein that in order to receive the transcendental knowledge, one must approach Guru. Therefore, if the absolute truth is one about which we think there is no difference of opinion, the Guru cannot be two. The Acharya Deva to whom we have assembled tonight to offer our humble homage is not the Guru of a sectarian institution or one out of many differing exponents of the truth. On the contrary, he is the Jagat Guru or the Guru of all of us. The only difference is that some obey him wholeheartedly while others do not obey him directly. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Acharya mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karhichit namarthya buddhya suyeta sarva devo mayo guru. One should understand the spiritual master to be as good as I am, said the blessed Lord. Nobody should be jealous of the spiritual master or think of him as an ordinary man, because the spiritual master is the sum total of all demigods. That is, the Acharya has been identified with God himself. He has nothing to do with affairs of this mundane world. He appears before us to reveal the light of the Vedas and to bestow upon us the blessing of full-fledged freedom, after which we should hanker at every step of our life's journey. One who interprets the divine sound or Shabda Brahma by his imperfect sense perception cannot be a real spiritual guru, because in the absence of proper disciplinary training under the bona fide Acharya, the interpreter is sure to differ from Vyasadeva as the Mayavadis do. Srila Vyasadeva is the prime authority of the Vedic revelation, and therefore such an irrelevant interpreter cannot be accepted as the guru or Acharya, howsoever equipped he may be with all the acquaintances of material knowledge, acquirements of material knowledge. As it is said in the Padma Purana, Sampradaya Vihina ye mantraste nishpalam mataha. Unless you are initiated by a bona fide spiritual master in the disciplic succession, the mantra you might have received is without any effect. On the other hand, now who has received the transcendental knowledge by oral reception from the bona fide preceptor in the disciplic chain, and who has sincere regard for the real Acharya, must needs be enlightened with the revealed knowledge of the Vedas. But this knowledge is permanently sealed to the cognitive approach of the empiricists. As it is said in the Shvetavatar Upanishad, Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tata guru tasyaita katita hiyarte prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who simultaneously have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just approach the wise and bona fide spiritual master, surrender unto him first, and try to understand him by inquiries and service. Such a wise spiritual master will enlighten you with transcendental knowledge, for he has already known the absolute truth. To receive transcendental knowledge, we must completely surrender ourselves to the real Acharya in a spirit of ardent enquiry and service. Actual performance of service to the Absolute under the guidance of Acharya is the only vehicle by which we can assimilate transcendental knowledge. Today's meeting for our humble services and homage to the feet of Acharya Deva will enable us to favored with the capacity of assimilating the transcendental knowledge so kindly transmitted by him to all persons without distinction. Gentlemen, do not for a moment think that my Gurudeva wants to put a complete break on the modern civilization, an impossible feat. But let us learn from him the art of making the best use of bad bargain, and let us understand the importance of this human life, which is fit for the highest development of true consciousness. The best use of this our human life should not be neglected, as it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Labdva Sudurlabam idam bahul sambhavante manushyanam artadam anityam apiha dhira turnam yatetana pated anumrutyuvyan nishreyasaya vishaya khalu sarvatasyat. This human form of life is obtained after many births, and although it is not permanent, it can offer the highest benefits. Therefore, a sober and intelligent man should immediately try to fulfill his mission and attain the highest profit in life before another death occurs. He should avoid sense gratification, which is available in all circumstances. Let us not misuse this human life in the vain pursuit of material enjoyment, or in other words, for the sake of only eating, sleeping, fearing, and sensuous activity. The Acharya Deva's message is conveyed by the words of Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anasaktasya vishayan yatharhan upayunjatha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yukta moiragya muchyate. प्रापंचिकतया बुद्धिया हरि संबंधी वस्तुनः मुमुक्षिभि परित्यागो वैराग्यम फल्गु कथ्यते. One is said to be situated in the fully renounced order of life if he lives in accordance with the Krishna consciousness. He should be without attachment for sense gratification and should accept only what is necessary for the upkeep of the body. On the other hand, one who renounces things that could be used in the service of Krishna under the pretext that such things are material does not practice complete renunciation. Gentlemen, it has been mania of cultured or uncultured society of the present day to accredit the personality of Godhead with merely impersonal features and to stultify him by claiming that he has no senses, no form, no activity, no head, no legs, and no enjoyment. This has also been the pleasure of the modern scholars due to their sheer lack of proper guidance and true introspection in the spiritual realm. All these empiricists think alike. All the enjoyable things should be monopolized by the human society or by a particular class only, and the impersonal God would be a mere order supplier for their whimsical feats. We are happy that we have been relieved of this horrible type of melody by the mercy of His divine grace. He is our eye-opener, our eternal Father, our eternal preceptor, and our eternal guide. Let us therefore bow down at His lotus feet on this auspicious day. Gentlemen, although we are like ignorant children in the knowledge of transcendence, still my Gurudeva has kindled a small fire within us to dissipate the invisible darkness of empirical knowledge. We are now so much on the safe side that no amount of philosophical argument by the empiric schools of thought can deviate us an inch from the position of our eternal dependence on the lotus feet of His divine grace. Furthermore, we are prepared to challenge the most erudite scholars of the Mayavada school and prove that the personality of Godhead and His transcendental sports in Goloka alone constitute the sublime information of the Vedas. There are explicit indications of this in the Chandogya Upanishad. Shamaschavalam prapadye, sa shamas shamalam prapadye. For receiving the mercy of Krishna, I surrender unto Krishna. Also in Rigveda, Tadvishnu paramam padam sada pashyanti surayah divivajak churatatam Vishnuryat paramam padam. The lotus feet of Lord Vishnu are the supreme objective of all the demigods. These lotus feet of the Lord are as enlightening as the sun in the sky. Gentlemen, had He not appeared before us to deliver us from the thraldom of this gross worldly delusion, surely we should have remained for lives and ages in the darkness of helpless captivity. Had He not appeared before us, we would not have been able to understand the eternal truth of sublime teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Had He not appeared before us, we would not have been able to know the significance of the first shloka of Brahma Samhita. Personally, I have no hope for any direct service of the coming crores of births in the sojourn of my life, but I am confident that someday or other I shall be delivered from this mire of delusion in which I am at present so deeply sunk. Therefore, let me with all my eagerness pray at the lotus feet of my divine master to allow me to suffer the lot for which I am destined due to my past misdoings, but to let me have this power of recollection that I am nothing but a tiny servant of the Almighty Absolute Godhead, realized through the unflinching mercy of my divine master. Let me therefore bow down at His lotus feet with all humility at my command. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.